Hi, hello everyone. It's 2 o'clock on Wednesday, and that means it's time for Here's the Story. So here I am. I'm Amy Storrie, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 24 years, and this is my weekly series called Here's the Story. So I'm going to hang on a bit here and see who pops on here. Just checking my computer here. Oh, there's Susan. Hello, Susan. So glad you're watching. It's a beautiful day here in Denton, isn't it? She's here in the same city where I am. Of course, it didn't start out so pretty. It was rainy this morning, but now it's gorgeous out there, and it is in the upper 70s, I believe. So we're having some unseasonably spring-like weather here in Texas. So here we are on episode 9 of Here's the Story. And guess what? This is the last episode featuring Sale-a-Bration products because we are in the last week of Sale-a-Bration. It ends on the 28th, which is next Tuesday. So we're in the last 7 days or so of Sale-a-Bration, and I've been highlighting for the last several weeks. I've been highlighting a different free Sale-a-Bration product each week, and so I'm down to the end. And so today we're going to look at Scenic Garden, which is actually the host free stamp set in the Sale-a-Bration brochure. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. I'm just looking to see who else is on here before I switch over. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and switch to my desk cam because I want to show you. There we go. This stamp set, Scenic Garden. It is a beautiful stamp set. And okay, I have a confession. I have a confession to make. So I knew I was highlighting this one today for a long time because I saved it for the end. But I have just not had time to work on the cards the last few days. And so my confession is that I designed these 3 cards literally this morning. Finished the last one, about 1 o'clock. So yeah, that's the way I roll. So don't think that I have it all together and I have all this stuff planned way in advance, because no, that is not me. I wish it was, but it's not. Hi, Janie. Janie's watching all the way from California. So glad you're here. Yeah, so the Scenic Garden stamp set is the host set. Now, that's one way you can get this, is if you host a qualifying party, workshop, collecting orders, whatever you want to call it. If you have at least 300 and combined orders for a workshop, the host gets this for free automatically. It adds in no matter what. But the other thing is, if you just place a $300 order, you also get it free. And I know you're thinking, $300? Holy cow. But I do have people occasionally put in a $300 order because they would rather just order a bunch of stuff at once. And honestly, when you order a big order at once, you really get more for your money that way, because you also get Stampin' Rewards. For a $300, where is that's what I'm kind of flipping through here, looking for the reward. Oh, you know what? I have it over here. I have been a demonstrator for 24 years, and so you'd think I would just completely remember all this stuff, but things change over the years, and my brain is not what it used to be either. I can only hold so much information in there, I've discovered, and the things that I don't need to know, they leave after a short while. But anyway, that's what I was looking at, is at $300, whenever you put in a $300 order, you get 12% of that. I'm not doing that math in my head at the moment, sorry. I'm sure one of you math people can. But you get that much in free products of your choice. It can be anything. Plus, during Sale-a-Bration, you also get this stamp set free, and you get, at the minimum, 6 Sale-a-Bration products free if you pick the level 1, or you can do some of the level 2 and some level 1. So sometimes it really is a good idea just to look and get all the stuff you want at one time if you're able to do that, because you get more for your money that way. So anyway, that is how you can get the Scenic Garden. I'm excited about the cards, and yes, I just planned them today, but I think they're all three really cute and pretty, and I like them. So I hope you do too. Now, this stamp set doesn't have any sentiments, as you can see. It's all images. So I paired it because I like greetings on my cards. You can send a blank note card, which is awesome too, and they could totally be that. But I wanted to do some sentiment. So I paired it with this Go-To Greetings, which is a new stamp set. It's in the, I mean, it's been new this year. It's in the annual catalog. And it has, I love it. It has these 4 sentiments, but it has it in 3 different fonts. And I love the fonts. The ones I'm using today are these little, the littler ones with that. That's my favorite font right there, that one. I think it's really cute. So I'm pairing it with that. And then well, I'll talk about this when I get to some of those. I'm also using a couple of other, well, I guess I could show you this. A couple of other, I'm going to use this punch and I'm going to use this ribbon, which are extra free things that they added in for February that these are additional things you can choose for free. They're things that you can also purchase because they're all in the catalog or online in the online store. So you can purchase them, but you can also get them free right now during Sale-a-Bration. So I'll mention that more when I get to that. Okay, let's get started stamping. Let me show you card. I asked when I very first started this series, I asked everybody, do you like seeing the card first and then I'll show you how to make it? Or let me just make it and let it be the ending be a surprise. Well, almost everybody said they like seeing it first. So that's what I do. So here is our first card, and I started first with this card because I really love this bench. I think it's really cute. Oh, and the other thing I was going to tell you is I paired all of these cards. I am using the Regency Park Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 pack. Beautiful paper. I really love it. I love the colors in it. So that's the other thing I'm pulling in for these cards today. So let's start with this one. Let me get my pieces out here. Oh, I hope I brought my, I did bring a bone folder over here. I can't talk. Okay, this is crushed curry. Now, the truth be told, the color that it's listed in here for this yellow is Mango Melody, which I am going to use Mango Melody on another card. But I thought for this one, I just really liked the crushed curry with it because I think it also matches. There's different shades. I bet you could also do So Saffron too with this lighter shade of yellow. So anyway, this is crushed curry. And it's a half a sheet, 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I've got that folded in half, scored at 4 1/4. Sorry, it's 5.5 by 8.5. I'm scored it at 4 1/4. I think I said the wrong thing. All right. So I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the Regency Park Designer Series paper. Which, oh, I better not stick that down yet. Ooh, I'm glad I looked at that. Okay, I don't want to stick that yet. I do need to stick another piece of paper on here, though. Yeah, this is what happens when I talk while I'm working. But I gotta talk somewhat or y'all will just be bored. Well, maybe you won't be. You're watching me stamp. Okay, and this is another piece from that same DSP packet. I'm just gonna put it about right here. Okay, it's gonna be stuck to my paper because I already put adhesive on the back, but I need to put a piece of ribbon across here. Okay, and this is the ribbon that's in that Regency Park suite. It's Night of Navy, Satin Edge, Night of Navy, something like that. I could look it up, but I think that's what it's called. So I like to just cut a piece and stick the ends on the back like that to save my ribbon a little bit, and it's just easier, I think. All right, so now we're ready to stick that down. That's what everybody does at my classes usually too, before I can catch them, because I don't notice sometimes that they're about to stick their paper down is they end up sticking it down and then realize, oops, I was supposed to put some ribbon around it first. All right, so here's what we have so far, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this bow on the side while I'm at it. I just cut another piece of ribbon, string it through here. Tie a bow. Okay. When I started designing these cards today, I kind of hunted around a little bit just to get some inspiration on Pinterest and stuff. And, you know, I look and then I end up just kind of doing my own thing. But I get ideas from different things I see. But there's just not a ton out there on this stamp set. So I found that I had to actually be pretty creative. All right, so there's that. We're just going to set that aside because we've got that base done. Now we got to do some stamping and coloring. We're going to start with our black memento, and we're going to ink up that stamp. Now when it's big like this, I think it's easier to get it inked well to do it this way. And this piece, let me see what size this is. It is 3 by 3 3/4. I definitely utilize my grid paper a lot to like get things straight and stuff like that. And you know, do you know that you can buy these big pads of this grid paper? It's yeah, it's available to purchase for anybody, not just demonstrators. A long time ago when I first started, I'm pretty sure it was just demonstrators, but not anymore. Okay, so there we've got that, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. I cut this out with the, you know, my favorite die set, the stylish shapes. It's always hard for me to say. And I'm just going to stamp the just a note. Oh, I'm not doing it in black, though. Let me clean that. I mean, it would be fine in black, but I'm going to do it in Night of Navy. It's a good thing I have my sample over here to look at, because I definitely would not remember how I did stuff. Okay, so let's do Night of Navy. Sometimes also I like to test and see how it's going to stamp on my grid paper before I stamp it on something I've just cut out. Right. There we go. Just a note, that font is so cute. I like it. That we can set aside too. All right, now we are going to color with our Stampin' Blends. I feel like a lot of my cards the last few weeks have had a lot of coloring, which is not always the case, but it has been lately. Now, there is no Crushed Curry Stampin' Blends. There's also no Mango Melody Stampin' Blends, but the Daffodil Delight works, especially the dark one. It matches well with Crushed Curry or Mango Melody, really. So I am going to start by coloring this bench, and I'm going to use I'm using the nub. That's what I call it, the nub tip. It's not, I mean, I don't really want to call it a fine tip because it's really not a fine tip. It is a nub. But that's the one I use the most because I feel like I have more control with it. Which tip do you prefer when y'all are coloring with the Stampin' Blends? I'm curious. The ribbon, Night of Navy bordered ribbon. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. You could be my little assistant here and tell page numbers and the actual real names of things. That is helpful. Sometimes I actually remember to look up and write down names before I get on here, but not always. I'm gonna do a little bit of this in light right in there. It's a lot of coloring on this. I could have had one already done, but you know what? When I'm watching videos, sometimes I kind of like watching people color. Plus, it just is able to show you a card from start to finish. Alright, I'm going to pull out the brush tip now a little bit just to do this bigger area. And even when I'm doing the brush tip, I kind of do like flick it more than you don't want to like press hard on your brush tip. Did anybody tell me what you prefer? The smaller tip. Yep, Susan says smaller. Yeah. If I'm coloring a large area, I definitely use the brush tip. Even this larger part here, I'm using the brush. The brush tip. Let's see. I was telling y'all it's beautiful out there today. But I think oh, here's a little part I need to color right here. I think it's going to get cold again. It always does this to us, though. It kind of teases us, and I want to do a little bit of shading with this light. It teases us with we get warm like this, and then the next thing we know, it's cold again. Oh, I have exciting news. This weekend we have my youngest daughter who is expecting her first baby, our first grandchild, in very soon. April 17th is the due date. Anyway, her first shower is this weekend here in the Dallas area. It's in Plano. My sister's hosting it. And anyway, I'm super excited because she's coming in town this weekend with her husband. And anyway, baby shower. I'm so excited, and so excited to have grandchildren. Those of you that have them, I know everybody tells me that it is the best. Okay, I used the light crumb cake is what I did, just to kind of shade underneath the bench a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is take the light, what is this? Shaded spruce. Is that right? Yeah. Light shaded spruce, which is the green in this paper. And like when I started this, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much little greenery to do. But I just started doing it like, I'm just flicking my marker to do it very quickly. You don't have to like color all this in perfectly. I'm just kind of, y'all, this card has the longest amount of coloring on it, I promise. The next one I really like what I did on it. It's my favorite. But let's see. So we're going to do those, do some green. Okay, and there's some more up here. I need to do some of these. I may come back and do some more green, but let's go ahead and do the flowers, which I'm going to use the dark petal pink. And again, I'm just like randomly coloring some flowers. Not trying to color it in perfect or anything. I just want to add color, and then I'm going to add a little bit of balmy blue also, which is the light blue that's in this paper. So I'm coloring some of it balmy blue. Okay. So that's good enough. It just kind of gives it some color on the background like that. Wait a minute. I see some leaves that need a little something though right in here. Yep. Okay. That's good. So there, we just colored that in like that. Grandkids will, I'm looking at your comments. Grandkids will steal your heart. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. This one is a boy. And his, oh, I don't know if I should say his name on here, because I mean, it's not a secret, but they're not announcing it yet till he's born, so I better just keep my mouth shut because, you know, I don't want to steal their thunder, but it's a really cute name. can't wait till I can post pictures and yeah. All right, so now I just popped that up with dimensionals right here, and then I'm just going to add the sentiment right here. I'm going to put a mini dimensional on one side and then a little adhesive on the other side, and let this kind of just go off the edge a little like that. And then embellishments. For all of them, I'm using these are the milky dots that are part of that Regency Park suite. And I'm going to use the, oh, where's my little tool? Here it is. I'm going to use the Mango Melody ones. Let's see, I'm going to put a big one right here, and then a little one over here, and another little one right down here. So there we go. That one is finished. The coloring wasn't too bad. It didn't take me that long, but it's a really, I think the little bench is cute. There's also like a pebble pathway it's a separate stamp in there that you can do, but I was just trying to keep it simple. So, card number 1 complete. Let's move on to card number 2. Let me kind of clear this up a bit and bring in my other tub. All right, so here's the next one. This one I think is my favorite. Here is card number 2. Different colors, but it's the same paper, but I picked the Balmy Blue and Petal Pink to focus on these papers. And I'm going to do a fun, a couple of weeks ago I showed you the spotlight technique, and so I'm going to do it actually with a punch this time, a little different. So let's get started on that one. This is Balmy Blue cardstock, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. And we're going to go ahead and put down some designer paper. I picked this design. And these are 3 by 3 squares, which is nice because it's 6 by 6 paper, so that means you can get 4 of these out of a sheet, and you get 4 sheets of each design. So you could get 16 cards using these papers out of a pack. I'm always thinking about, this is a little crooked. I think I must have gone a little crooked when I scored that, but it's easy to fix. I'm always thinking about like how many of a card I can get out, because I'm often planning for classes and things, and I need to make the best use of the paper. Okay, and so then I cut the largest square from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to first, on this square, I'm going to stamp the image just in Balmy Blue. Okay. Just try to center it on that square, which is it's just the right size, this largest square. Okay, so there we have the image just stamped in Balmy Blue. And now I'm going to clean my stamp. Oh, this is a good reminder that there's just 1 week left to get my February deal, and that is when you place a $50 order using the host code that's on the screen. I'm going to send you a free Simply Chamois. And I will mail those out the 1st of March, because I'll wait till the end, and then I'll order all the free, I'll order all of your Simply Chamois and get those mailed out as soon as they come in. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm going to stamp this image again. It's not all going to be seen, but I want to make sure it's inked up good on some scrap paper here. And I just want to make sure that the part I want to punch out is on here. Okay, so did that in black, Memento. And now I'm going to use this Essential Tag Punch. It is available to purchase. It's in the annual catalog. But also, they added it in as an extra choice during Sale-a-Bration in February. So with a $50 order, you can pick that for your free item as well as all the other choices. So I'm going to use it. And I actually did get mine free because I didn't have this punch. I don't know why I didn't have it, but I didn't. And it's a good one. It's a nice little tag. And so I want this part to show right here. So I'm going to punch that out. So that's all I have to color in this one is this little section. And also I want to punch a little tag slit thing at the top, and so I am using, this is what I wrote down, I looked it up, Very Best Trio Punch. It does like an angled corner, it does this little corner, and it does a little rectangular slot. You just put it in whichever corner you're gonna use, and this carried over from the last mini catalog, from the, what was it called, July through December is what it was called last year. Mini catalog. It's not in any publication right now, but it is available in the online store, so you can still get it. And so I'm just going to center. I'm pushing this all the way as far in as it'll go, and I'm just trying to eyeball and make sure it's centered on here, and then you just punch it. And so then I get that little, I make a little tag because I'm going to put some ribbon through there. But let's go ahead and color. Alright, and we are going to use, let's see, I'm going to look. First I'm going to use gray granite. I'm going to use the dark and the light. And I just want to color a few of these in with the dark. And then I'm just going to go over it with the light. So, okay, so we've got our little pathway there, and then I'm gonna do the gate in the light balmy blue. I'm making a blue gate because you know what? How cute would a house be with a blue gate? I can see a picket fence around the house. I think it's cute. Let's see. I will color this very quickly. I love the spotlighting technique. The one I did a couple of weeks ago was on that In the Country stamp set, and I just used a circle die for that, a little bitty circle. But it's nice because it's a cool technique, but it also means you don't have to color the entire image, which is nice as well. Okay, there's slats down here. Let's color that, and then the ones up here. Okay, so there's the fence. I'm looking at my, and then I'm using the, let's see, I'm going to do the flowers first. All the flowers are going to be in the, is this light? Yeah, light petal pink. So I'm going to just color all the flowers. Susan says, now you want this set? Yep, I know. Well, I'm glad I could make you want it. You still have time. You still have time. Yep. I have a few extras too, so y'all be watching because I may have a way coming up soon for y'all to be able to get that set another way too. Hint, hint. I just have a few though. So if you really, really want it, I would say get it now while you for sure can. But as a demonstrator, when I put in, you know, orders for classes and stuff. I put in big orders and I get to be the host for that stuff. And so that's how I end up with a bunch of extra stuff. I have to admit, I didn't even put this one together until today when I started doing these cards. Okay, so there, and I did light So Saffron to do that little butterfly right there. And I used the light, was this light? No, I used the dark soft Seafoam to do the leaves. So that's the only part. Let's see if I can hold this up, if it'll focus. There it goes. You can kind of see it up close. So that's all the part that I colored. All right, so now we're going to do the balmy blue one. We're going to put this on with dimensionals. I forgot to bring my trash can over here today. Oh well. Just throw it all away later. But it does kind of bug me, I have to admit. Okay, I'm just going to center that about right there, sort of. And then I also want to pop this up. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the tag. Oh, I don't want to stick it yet, though. I'm going to leave the backs on here for a second because I need to do my ribbon in here. It'll be easier before it's on there. Okay, so this is the faux suede petal pink ribbon. And it's in the annual catalog. And I just cut about a 4-inch piece. I stuck it through the little hole. And then this is actually from the In Color, the 2022-2024 In Color twine. It's the Tahitian Tide. But I thought, you know, with that little bitty amount of blue on the stripe, it blended with the balmy blue well. So that's what I'm using. And then I'm going to tie it around the end. Like this. And I'm just going to tie it into a bow. Very carefully because it's little and my fingers feel very fat at the moment. I did it a lot easier over there at my desk when nobody was watching. Isn't that the way it always goes? All right. Okay, so we've got our blue and white striped twine ribbon there. Let me trim this up. And I'm going to trim this up too. I don't want it that long. Cut those at an angle like that. I don't think that one looks as good as my original one, but it's fine. And now I'm going to pop this up. And the thing is, when you're doing the spotlight technique, you just, and it doesn't even matter if you got it exactly the same as all of them, but the thing is, you just want to match it to where it goes on the card. You know what I mean? So just find the little areas that you're matching it to, and you just stick it in that spot on the image. Okay, so there's that part. Now we're gonna, this is the littlest circle in the stitched, no, not Stitch Shapes, that's the old one, Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm gonna do probably my favorite stamp in that go-to greetings is this little bitty hello. I love little bitty greetings like this. And I love the font and I love the hello. I just think a card that just says hello is a great one just to send. For no reason. Put a dimensional on the back of that. And I'm just going to pop that right here in this little corner. And I'm just going to do one little embellishment on here. I'm going to use the ones that are kind of this clear. The clear ones. They are clear. Oh man, it's stuck wrong. Just put one little one right there. Just simple. And there it is. I love this card. I don't know. Now I'm wishing I had done that for a class or something, but this stamp set's going away. Okay, so there's that one. Card number 2 complete. All right, we have one more. And I'm using the last of the main images. And this one's going to be a bright colored birthday card. And it is Mango Melody and Poppy Parade. I love yellow and red together. Like, that's one of my favorite color combos. And so I really wanted to use this Mango Melody polka dot pattern that's in that designer series paper. So I just built the card off of that paper because I really wanted it. And I thought it'd be fun for a birthday. Obviously, you can make this a really pretty wedding card too, but there was no congratulations or best wishes or anything in that go-to greetings, and I was trying to just use that word set, so I went with birthday because a cake is good for a birthday, of course, as well. All right, so this is Mango Melody. So here's like the difference. This was the crushed curry from the first card. This is Mango Melody. This is much more orangey. I didn't like it for this card, but I do like it for this one. So that's the back of that one. I'm using the polka dot. Oh, I got a stick ribbon again. I better pay attention. Okay. Oh, here's another free choice that you can do. It's a catalog item. It's the white 3/4 inch frayed ribbon. And notice that you don't just get one spool free, you get 2 spools of that free with a $50 order. So that's another thing that you can choose for your free thing. So I cut a piece and I'm just going to wrap that around. It's pretty thick ribbon. So you almost could, I think on another card I have just like cut it off on the ends. And you could certainly do that. But I think it'll be fine just to stick it down in the back. Okay. So there's that. Now we're going to stamp on, oh, and I used to cut out both of these pieces. I cut it first with a piece of white. It's the, oh, that I didn't look up. Hold on. It's in this catalog, though. I'm going to tell you. It is, I just can't remember the names of things anymore. Y'all, please tell me I'm not alone. Seriously, when I was younger, I really could remember stuff better. Okay, Frame Florets dies. That's what those are from. This is a great die set, and the whole bundle is gorgeous, the Frame Florets bundle. But I use the dies to get that oval frame. So I cut it. It cuts both of these out together. So I cut it once in white, and then I cut it again in Poppy Parade to do that. All right, so we need to stamp the cake in black memento. If I can get this somewhat straight. Okay, not too bad. All right, some more coloring on this one. I'm using Poppy Parade. All of a sudden I've got a frog in my throat and I'm kind of talking weird. You know what my least favorite thing is? When I like watch a little bit of the playback of my videos, and I know everybody feels the same way, I'm sure, but I hate the sound of my own voice. I sound like such a dork. But I know everybody probably thinks the same about their own voice. That's what everybody says, but yeah, I really do dislike it. Okay. I'm going to color the flowers in the middle layer of the cake in the Poppy Parade. I love Poppy Parade. That's probably my favorite red. I feel like I've said this recently, but real red, of course, is great because it is a true red. But I really love Poppy Parade. Okay, so I just colored, and you know what? And on this card, and then I'm using Dark Daffodil Delight, because like I said, there's no Mango Melody, but it works with it. A lot of the parts on this card, you just dab, kind of, with your little tip. Okay. Let's see, am I missing a flower? It's kind of hard to see them all. I think this is actually a flower, but I didn't make it one on the other. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between what's the leaves and what's the flowers. Flower there. Okay, I think that's all the flowers. I'm just checking. This could be one. Maybe that part of it is. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now the green. I'm doing Granny Apple Green. Oh, you know what? I think that's a flower right here. Yep, let's make that a flower. It looks like one. So this is the light Granny Apple Green I'm doing first, and then I'm going to come in a minute and add a few dabs of dark too. Seriously, this coloring all of the images in this set, you're just kind of dabbing. Just cover over those parts going down. Do these. I think I just made a flower green. That's okay. I don't think whoever gets this card is not going to study it and go, I think she colored some of the flowers as leaves. They're not even going to notice. Oh, there is a flower right there I see, though. I'm going to come back and do yellow. It's often when you're coloring the other parts that you notice stuff. There's two flowers here I missed. Right here. Yep. Let's see. Okay, now I just want to add, just a little bit of the darker Granny Apple Green here and there to add the little brightness. So I'm just kind of dabbing here and there over some of the leaves. I know it's hard to see sometimes on these videos to see the coloring very well. All right, that's good enough. We're going to call it done. Okay, so now we just need to put this on, and I'm going to pop the white part up. I'm just going to do one on the top and bottom. So just right about in the center-ish, because I don't ever get anything exactly in the center. And then I'm going to use my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue to stick this down over it. Come on, stick down. It worked for me a little while ago. There we go. Okay. And then I just need to add a sentiment. I have two of these little 1/2-inch strips in case I mess up on one, because you know how it is when you're stamping on these little strips. But I only need one. Alright, so this is the happy birthday from the Go-To Greetings. I'm just going to stamp it on this little strip. Like that. And then I just want to trim the ends off at an angle. Like that. I want to do a dimensional on one, is that the right side? Yeah. On one side, and some adhesive on the other. I feel like this needs to be over a little more. Okay. I'm going to stick it like about right here. And then we just need some embellishments. I'm going to use the Mango Melody ones again from the Milky Dots. I want a little one right here, and then just a couple in the corner down here. Like that. I think I did those opposite of what I did on my sample, but it doesn't matter. All right, so there's card number 3. Okay, I'm going to bring them all back in so you can see them all again. Here's our 3 cards that we did today. If you missed any, you can go back and watch later. But this is Scenic Garden, and you can earn that free as a host or with a $300 order. It's a beautiful set. And I really did have fun playing with it. I wish I had gotten it out and played with it more before now. But, yeah, thanks for watching today. And I'm glad you liked the cards. And I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'll be back next week is March 1st. And you know what? March 1st is my birthday. And so I'm going to have some special deal on March 1st on my class. I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to have something special for y'all so we can celebrate together. So hopefully I'll see you back here next Wednesday, same time at 2 p.m. Central. And have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and be sure and please share the video. It would be great. And also, if you have not joined the Stamp with Joy group, I would love for you to do that. And also, if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's also called Stamped with Joy. That would be awesome. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.